Did you know that the Wright brothers' first successful flight in 1903 lasted just 12 seconds? Now, there are even more unbelievable aviation moments on camera that will leave you in awe. From near-miss collisions to emergency landings, the world of aviation has had its fair share of heart-stopping moments captured on film. In this video, we will take a look at 10 unbelievable aviation moments caught on camera that will make your jaw drop. But before that, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Number 10. Crab landing flight. In mid-January 2018, a fierce windstorm tore through parts of northern Europe. The winds were so strong, reaching up to 90 miles per hour, that they could easily topple trucks and rip off the roofing of buildings. You can probably picture how difficult it would be to land planes at an airport in Dorf, Germany, under such conditions. Fortunately, the pilots who were flying that day were pros at performing crab landings. The first pilot had a bit of a bumpy beginning, but nevertheless, they managed an effective crab landing. Pay extra attention to how they bravely confront the wind right up until they touch the ground. Just as the rear wheels make contact, the pilot cleverly uses the wind to line the plane up straight. Knowing how to pull off a crab landing is just part of the skill. Understanding when it's best to call it off and give it another shot is just as vital. The true beauty of the crab landing is best appreciated when seen directly. In this recorded piece, observe how the pilot is almost at a 45-degree angle just seconds before making a touchdown. Number 9. Hot air balloon crash. Flashback to February 10, 2016, two women were excited to absorb all that history from a unique perspective: a hot air balloon. With their pilot at the helm and three men giving a helpful push, they were ready to set off. Unfortunately, their journey had a rough start, which only got worse. A French cameraman captured the moment, exclaiming, the house, as the balloon headed towards a crash. The men who had previously helped launch the balloon were now rushing over, trying their best to guide it back down to safety. However, the balloon lost air faster than they anticipated, leading to a tense moment as it descended rapidly. Relief washed over everyone when all involved landed safely and without injury. The main cause of this incident remains contested. It could have been the pilot's error or just a random stroke of bad luck. It's safe to guess that these shaken women decided to keep their adventures strictly grounded after this harrowing experience. Number 8. Engine fire. From Houston, Texas to Cancun, a Southwest Airlines flight took to the skies only to be forced to make an emergency landing within minutes. As per reports, a technical glitch triggered a fire in the engine. The aircraft had to turn around and safely touch down back at William P. Hobby Airport, situated about 7 miles away from the heart of Houston. Passengers mentioned sensing an air pocket as they were rising, followed by an abrupt explosion-like sound. Then, the cabin started to reek of fuel, and a wave of panic started to spread. As soon as they landed, one thought dominated everyone's mind: how are we going to reach Cancun? But there's no need for concern. Southwest arranged another flight for Cancun-bound passengers, who arrived safely and sound at their destination. Number 7. Thunder over Michigan. The Thunder over Michigan air event features a stunning display of high-tech jets that can shatter the sound barrier, along with vintage aircraft from the time of World War I and II. The pilots who take to the skies in these historic and modern planes are some of the most skilled around. However, it's important to remember that even for them, the danger is never far away, as we learned from the heart-stopping incident at the 2023 show when the brave fighter pilots were forced into a sudden ejection. They were in command of a Russian-made MiG-23 fighter jet when, unexpectedly, the pilot lost control. The plane started to plummet towards the ground, and as it did, a heated discussion began between the pilot and his co-pilot. The co-pilot had the instinct to eject himself and his companion from the falling plane. The pilot, however, was hopeful he could salvage the situation and land the plane. Finally, in a split-second decision that surely saved both lives, the co-pilot pulled the ejection lever for both seats. The fighter jet crashed roughly a mile away from the airport, triggering a massive ball of fire and a cloud of black smoke and leaving a 600-ton mark on the ground. Miraculously, the plane crash landed in an open area, very narrowly avoiding a near disaster with an apartment building. Number 6. Boeing 747. The Schiphol Airport, the leading international hub located in the Netherlands, is just a quick 5.6-mile journey southwest of the heart of Amsterdam. In 2021, this airport claimed the title of the third busiest worldwide, with numerous folks bustling to and fro. But the story doesn't end with human travelers. There's also a steady stream of cargo planes in and out of Amsterdam, carrying plenty of freight. On March 13, 2022, Jerry Dyer, an aviation hobbyist, was there to film a unique event. He spotted a massive Kari Boeing 747 struggling to land amidst troublesome crosswinds. Its landing was such an extraordinary spectacle that it could truly scare anyone who witnessed it directly. But hold on, let's zoom in on the landing moment, shall we? Because the pilot is all set to align the plane perfectly. Oh, look at that! Despite the rough landing, the pilot manages to bounce back with a broad grin on his face, showing his relief at having successfully navigated the challenging conditions. Number 5. Reno Air Races. Reno, Nevada is a big city that's a 7-hour drive northwest of Las Vegas. Since 1964, it has been the venue for the National Championship Air Races, a fun-filled event for those who love fast airplanes. In 2016, Jeff Rose won the race and decided to do a victory round in his airplane, the Mungsport No. 23. But as he was about to celebrate, another plane knocked into his, causing both planes to spin out of control. Luckily, neither pilot got hurt. Jeff, a dentist, had been flying his aeroplane, the Reno Rabbit, for years. The plane had won third place in the 2014 and 2015 races, and finally got the first place in 2016. But it got destroyed in the crash. Jeff and his team had to build a new one, which probably cost them a lot of money. Number 4. Hang glider crash. These Ukrainian friends had a tough lesson while hang gliding. Imagine bumping into someone with so much open space. The glider tried to go up, but it's not easy when you're just stylishly falling. The real fear was when the paraglider's chute was under him. One wind gust could act like a whip, throwing him into the ground. Despite a rough landing, it could have been way worse. Luckily, our paraglider was fine. He got up and started shouting to someone. Number 3. Budapest Air Show. Two thrill-seekers operating an Airbus A320 decided to test how near they could swoop to the bridges over the Danube River. Captain David Morgan and Andres Ayar were the daredevils behind this jaw-dropping act. Believe it or not, it was the first time a plane had glided so close to the Budapest bridges. Usually these bridges are a significant attraction during the annual air show, where smaller aircraft usually slip beneath them or circle them. But seeing a big jet airliner cruising just a couple of dozen feet above the tarmac. Now, that's not something you witness every day. Number 2. Emergency landing. On October 24, 2014, a dad and his son faced quite a scare. They had to make an unexpected landing because their plane's landing gear wasn't working. The dad, who was flying the plane, had to be very careful. Even the smallest mistake could have caused a disaster. Still, with his flying skills, he managed to land safely without hurting anyone. Sadly, the plane's propeller got damaged when it hit the ground. Hats off to the father and son for staying cool during such a scary moment. They had to fly over many buildings, knowing they were in for a bumpy landing. You can see just how hard they landed from the sudden shake of the camera. Number 1. Blue Angels. Back in 1931, the talented Blue Angels team amazed people by performing daring tricks with their Boeing FA-18 Super Hornets. One of their legendary stunts, known as the double farvel, involves 4 pilots forming a diamond shape in the sky. The pilots leading and trailing then twist their planes to fly upside down, quite a sight. Here's how it looks from the back pilot's view. Before 1979, the Blue Angel would only pull off a single flight, where the top pilot flipped upside down and others flew normally. However, once they showed they could safely do the double farvel, it became a regular feature of their shows. That concludes our list of the top 10 most epic airplane moments caught on camera. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. And let us know in the comments below which airplane moment was your favorite.